Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of the Rebel U-Wing fighter, set number 75155, and I've saved one of the best till last. Well, they're all really great, and I've just got this one last. I'm nearly done with all the stuff I got for Christmas, except for the UCS TIE Fighter, which I'll build eventually, I'm sure. But anyway, that's enough talking for now. Let's open the box, check out the bags and the instruction manual, and then we'll get into the review. So there's bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, bag 4, bag 5, and a decently sized instruction manual sealed in plastic with quite a lot of stickers actually, which is fine, means more detail for the set. So without further ado, let's go and build the U-Wing. So here we have the completed set, and it's been quite a while since I said I would do the review, but let's get it done now. So it's set number 75155. Ages 8 to 14, and it comes with 659 pieces, and it now has an updated price of £75, and I believe it sells for $80 still. Now this is probably my favourite set from the Rogue One wave, and that's sort of an updated opinion, and I think it's mostly after seeing the film you realise how great it is, but they're all good. So it's a close second between this and the TIE Striker, maybe one of the two smaller ones. Krennic Shuttle's also cool as well, just not when it's not in its flight mode really. But anyway, that's it for talking about all of them. Let's focus on the U-Wing for now. So without further ado, let's get into the minifigures. Starting off with Cassian Andor and Jyn Erso. Cassian looks pretty cool. He has a gunmetal grey gun, and he has continuous detail from his neck down to the midway of his legs, and the printing colour is pretty continuous, which is nice because often it gets a bit shallow on the lower leg pieces. He has a pretty good face and it looks pretty accurate, though it's maybe not angular enough. Obviously it's a Lego head, so that's fine. The hairpiece is one of the probably best they could have chosen, and his face captures it well. I'll show you his alternate face in a minute. Jyn is probably my favourite Rogue One minifigure, and I know a lot of people didn't like her that much, but I love how she has the rocket launcher thing, I think, as well as her little Captain Phasma colour silver pistol, or you could say it's the same as Rey's pistol, which leads to some interesting theories. She has an all-in-one hairpiece, which I'll rotate in a second to show you how it works, and it also comes with a nice silver comm piece, which is good. I wouldn't say her face captures Jyn amazingly, but I'd say the alternate one is a bit better for that. She also carries a brown satchel, which is pretty nice. The best feature of Jyn has to be the grey overall part, which is made of a nice felt piece, and that just completes her as a minifigure, which is good. So now let's take a look at the back and the alternate faces. Here you can see that Captain Cassian has a back fur coat, which looks a bit like Han Solo's one from Hoth. And unfortunately you can just see the bottom of his alternate face below his hair, but if we take that off, you'll see there is his alternate face. It's pretty similar to the first one, and it's not too out there, but it still looks like him. Now let's take him off and look a bit more at Jyn. You can see here she has the satchel, which I mentioned, and if we take a look at this hairpiece by itself, you can see there's her alternate face, which is good, just to show that first. Then looking at this headpiece, you can see it has the regular goggles, as well as having hair on the back coming out the bottom, and a nice shiny silver piece which represents a comm. So that goes on her, and it's really nice. So that's her for a minifigure. Now let's look at the rest of them. And now we have Biston and a new incarnation of a Rebel Trooper. I took both of their weapons away, but they're pretty basic ones. I think they might be gunmetal grey. Biston is one of my favourite Rogue One minifigures as well. His face just looks really comical, and I love how they have that piece like they did for Unkar Plutt. He has some nice torso printing, and I'm not sure what it represents. I'm also glad that they included the hand colour which matches his face, which is a nice touch. The Rebel Trooper has a lot of utility stuff, it seems, on his chest, and his shorts are pretty similar to the ones from the new battle pack, but I like them. His face is pretty basic as well, but he is just a trooper. The part which I really like about him is the Tantive 4 style, well, pretty similar to that style of helmet that he has, in the really nice dark green colour, and it has some printing around the side, and it slopes off to the back, which is really nice. His back torso printing is pretty detailed. He has a hood and a sort of band which comes around from his whatever he's carrying on his utility stuff on the front, and he has a belt as well. Bishton's back printing is also pretty good. It's pretty simple and it just continues what it was on the front. It looks like it's some sort of armoured kit or armour plating. So now we can take a look at the pilot. He has some nice dark coloured glove pieces for his hands, and his helmet is very nicely detailed. The torso also has a lot of nice printing, and it leads down into the legs. He seems like he's a Blue Squadron pilot, as you can probably tell. And his helmet has some checkered flag markings, which I haven't seen before, but they're pretty cool. He's also different to the pilot from the Microfighter U-Wing, which is also nice because it's a different variant of them. Then moving him around, he has just the back of his vest on the back, and the back of his helmet mould, which is pretty much the same as any other helmet mould, as I'm sure you can imagine. His face printing is very nice, and this shows a pretty terrified face with the nice orange overlay of the goggles. And there is his smiling alternate face. So now moving on to the features of the vehicle itself, let's first take a look at the main one, which is obviously the way that you can move the wings back into a flight position, like so, which gives it an interesting look. I'd say it's not quite as good as the basic look, and it's a bit weird because the wings are quite thin, but I know that's how it is in the film, and it's pretty cool. But due to the sort of square front bit and stuff, I still prefer the original design. After seeing the TIE Striker, it's nice to see that they can still integrate some spring-loaded shooters nicely. And you can see here, they're very well dug into the back of the set. And these two raised parts, you just push them down, and that fires the missile. And that makes it look even more flush against the blue, which is very nice. So you can even take out the shooters completely if you want to. The cockpit is a pretty average design. It's printed, so you don't need to put any stickers on. And it's quite nicely dug in, and it goes quite well against this part and against the back here. But if you want to open it, it's a bit difficult from here because of the way it's dug in, so it's a bit harder than you might expect. And for that, Legos has given us some little pieces here which can just get it going like that, cracks it open, and you can lift it up. And this reveals the seat inside, which is the studless connection with the brown pieces. And then there's a nice panel here for the pilot to use. If you want him to get in the set nicely, you probably have to lean him back, otherwise his head won't fit in. And that means he can't really reach properly, and he looks like he's looking up a bit, but it's fine. He fits in well, and it looks cool. The back is one of my favourite sections of the set. The engines are pretty repetitive and have some stickers on which are a bit difficult to apply, but that's fine because it gives a great effect. And although they look a bit loosely connected to the set itself, they don't wobble too much, and they stay in a straight position. The actual detail on the back is pretty cool. You have a Wolverine claw here, which is just on there for no particular reason. And then for some reason you have a little drop down gate here, but there's nothing in there. That's just for effect and to get the detail to go right. Let's take a lower angle view of the set. You can see on the front there is a piece which first featured in the UCS X-Wing, which gives you a nice view through the set, and you can see to the pilot if you look right underneath. You can probably just about see him there in the top of the screen. And then the most notable feature of the U-Wing, and what it's really used for, is this door here, and the other one on the other side. You can swing that open to release the troops. And you also have some little gun turrets which come out, which give you a nice effect, which reminds me of the Falcon from Halo Reach and the other Halo games. Tell me if you related it to that, or whether you thought it was something different. But I think that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, there's not too much space for minifigures to get in, and you can't fit too many in. But let's put Biston in now, to see how he fits. There you can see him looking pretty cool on the set and operating the turret. You can have another person on the other side, but that's pretty much it. But I like it, and it's pretty cool. You could also have Jin or Cassian or someone in there, and they'd have the same effect. So that's it for the features really. Now let's go back and look at the set as a whole, and I'll give you my final judgment of it, including the minifigures and the price value and all of that sort of stuff. So let's go. So overall, the U-Wing is an amazing set. It has value for money and it comes with some of the most important minifigures for Rogue One. So if you have the choice from any of them, I'd choose something like this. Or maybe you could go for something like the AT-ST and the Hover Tank instead of this. But that's up to you. This comes with some really cool minifigures, the design is great and the features are good. I love how you can put out the wings into the alternate position, but I still prefer this one, and it's obviously a bit easier to display on a shelf. So that's pretty much it for the U-Wing. I'd probably rate it a 9 out of 10, because 10's pretty much only for UCS sets. Which, speaking of UCS sets, there's a new UCS Snowspeeder coming out for May the 4th, I believe, so tell me if you're excited for that and tell me if you think you might be getting it.